Cooper Weidenthaler with Davenport Athletics, fresh off the men's golf program's first ever GLIAC Tournament Championship. I'm joined by the fourth-year head coach, Joe Hatch, and his sophomore, Bradley Mogire, the program's first ever GLIAC Individual Champion. He took medalist honors. Coach, I'll start with you. First of all, been a whirlwind, few days for you. We're recording this on Monday, April 18th. Yesterday is when it all wrapped up. Just reflect on the weekend for us, and what does this accomplishment mean to your program?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was a great week. It wasn't quite a week. It was Friday through Sunday, but it sure felt like a week. I mean, it was just a great day for the guys. The guys played incredible golf the entire way through the golf tournament. I think the best way to reflect through it is to share a few stories about each player, because truly every single member of our team had a phenomenal golf tournament. I'll start with Logan Paczynski. Logan struggled a little bit in his stroke play component. So first 36 holes of stroke play. Logan, during the tough part of the golf course, holes 1 through 6. Logan in the first 2 days was 7 over through that stretch. When we got into the medal match play component, which is on Sunday, that's 36 holes. You just play one team then. Logan was even par through that same stretch of holes. And he won his match against Northwood. So I thought it was really important that Logan won that match. I think it gave his teammates some bounce in their step to see their teammate who had been struggling lock in and then beat their component. Noah Bridgman shot back-to-back rounds of 70, 68, and 70 in the stroke play component of it, and then shot 68, 71 in the match play. That's probably likely the best stretch of golf he's ever put together, and truly a remarkable stretch of golf for anybody to put together. He finished the tournament as our low man, and when we played Ferris State, I got to put him out first. I made that decision because I knew whoever they put against him, Noah was going to bring us home a point, and it was a very valuable point for us. Brandon Bodis, I've watched him continue to hone his game and mature throughout the entire season. The first round he shot 69, and that was an incredibly impressive round of golf. The only person, he was one of 2 people that broke 70 that day. The only other person was Tom Hersey. Tom Hersey shot 68. And in the morning lost by 4 in the medal match play. Tom Hersey also 3-putted the 18th hole to lose to our individual champion, Bradley. And I think Michael Jordan would probably say that he took that personal against us. Tom Hersey came out and birdied 4 of the first 6 holes against Brandon, and Brandon was 6 down through 6. It'd be really easy for him to fold up, say, I'm going to rely on my teammates. He battled back, and he was down 4 going on the 18th hole, which made us 2 up in the stroke play component of the medal match play, which was very valuable. Had Ryan Calpula not won his match, that would have led us to the championship. So Brandon Bodis was incredibly influential the entire week for us. Ryan Kopala, he shot even par for 4 days, which is really hard to do. Any golfer would tell you that that's almost harder than shooting under par for 4 days. So Ryan on the PGA Tour, there's an old adage that if you shoot even par every single tournament, you'd make a lot of cuts and you'd make a bunch of money. Ryan, sure enough, was in the top 5 individually in the 36-hole stroke play component, and he won both of his matches. The finish for Ryan is a pretty neat story. Ryan's match was going to be the deciding match. We knew that. Ferris State knew it. Ryan is 2 up on the 16th hole. As Ryan gets to 16, he makes a par and his opponent makes birdie. So he's now 1 up. On 17, Ryan hit it to 30 feet. His opponent did the same. Ryan went first. He hit it to 2 feet. His opponent hits it 10 feet by the hole. And at this point, I think, we're in a pretty good spot. Again, Ryan's 1 up. He's 2 feet. Looks like he's going to at least retain that, if not get one more. And medal match play, the focus of match play in true fashion. Fair State made their putt, and Ryan unfortunately missed his. So now we are even par on the 18th hole. Ryan's world's a little bit rocked with that, but he steadied himself. He hit probably the best drive of the week down the 18th hole. It's a par 5. He had 212 in. He hit 5 iron to 6 feet, put pressure on his opponent, ended up draining the eagle putt, made 3. It was truly an incredible way to watch our senior finish. And last but not least, the guy that's with us here, Bradley. Bradley flat out played the best golf of anyone that was on the golf course. That's why he's the individual champion. He had a really big bounce back win against Ferris. Bradley was in control of his golf game and his emotions and everything on a golf course that was windy, gusty, cold, and ever-changing conditions. He adapted, he overcame adversity in his rounds, and he played boldly and bravely. On the 14th hole of his second round and the 36 hole stroke play, he tried a new shot that he had been working on, and he made it. That to me is very brave. Golfers don't like to try new things, and he'd been working on it. He utilized skills he's been working on in practice, and on 16, 17, 18 hit really good lag putts to 6 inches or so to win his match against Ferris. That was just as crucial as Ryan's match. That got us in the position that Ryan's match could be the deciding match. So hats off to all of our guys, but particularly Bradley. He played phenomenal this entire week.
Absolutely. What a great breakdown. We'll get to Bradley, but I think Ryan on this roster right now is your most experienced player, probably the player that you've coached the most. So for it to kind of come down to him against Ferris in those finals, I don't know, you probably had to feel pretty good. I know you've got confidence on all the guys. I get that, but to beat Ryan must have been pretty comforting to you, I think.
It was. So I was able to, the way that the format works is you can place your players in a particular order. So I was able to lock in Brandon and Ryan as Ryan in the 4th, Brandon in the 5th position. And truthfully, once we did the Ferris State matchups, every single matchup was ideal for me. It went exactly like I wanted. Every single one of my players played the Ferris guy that I wanted them to. And then it just comes down to execution, and all the guys clutched up, particularly Ryan on the 18th hole.
Bradley, you were born in Kenya, moved to Dubai at a very young age, and then out of high school committed to Wagner, which is in New York, Division I. And then you were there for 2 years, I believe, and then you came to Davenport. So you've been kind of all over the place. How did you finally settle at Davenport, and what was that process like for you?
Well, firstly, I was at when I was in New York. That was when COVID hit, and it was pretty obvious how badly New York was hit, and that covered over to the golf scene, and so playing was pretty much impossible. Like I didn't touch a club for almost 3 months, 4 months at a stretch. So I decided to put myself in the transfer portal. And luckily enough, Coach Hatch reached out to me in an email, and I looked up the school. I saw it was in Michigan, and my sister goes to Eastern Michigan. And so at that point, I saw that it was just a 2-hour drive, and I was pretty much set on going. And that too paired with the fact that Coach was, really graceful. Like my parents loved him and on the Zoom meetings and such, and he really helped me. Like even before I even fully transferred, he helped me from the process, like the steps and everything. Like I could tell that Coach really believed in me even before he even met me. So that's kind of how I transitioned over to Davenport.
Yeah. So your first season in the GLIAC, you go and win the GLIAC tournament, right? No big deal. Before this next question, show the people your trophy. We can kind of see it a little bit, but show the people. So he was the individual medalist, Bradley Mogire, and he was 4 under. I think you were even after 18 holes, and then you went out and shot a 4 under 67 in round 2, which tied the program record. Was your going into the GLIAC tournament, was your preparation any different? What were your expectations? Kind of what were you thinking going into it? Obviously, you want to shoot low, always the goal, but was there any more to it than that?
Well, to kind of add to what Coach mentioned, this season we've been playing pretty well. Like we had a string of few top 10s, even a top 5. So it's pretty obvious that everyone was playing really well, and that too paired with the fact that Coach believed in all of us individually, and he made it really clear that having someone believe in you wouldn't be enough. You have to believe in yourself and your own abilities. And I think that was what really what kind of made it happen, honestly. It kind of feels like the stars kind of aligned. It was like we came to the tournament on the practice round. It was like 30-mile-an-hour wind. It felt like it was 20 degrees. And Coach, yeah. And you see in the van, Coach with this big smile, like, perfect. Like, this is exactly what we're hoping for. It's funny because, we'd have, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but we'd have practices and
yeah,
we'd have practices and like pretty questionable conditions, like,
sure.
Rain, wind, and everything. And everyone would be like, we hate it here. Like, what are we doing? But Coach knew that, he if that became our strength, we'd be unbeatable. That paired with the fact of, us playing good golf and believing in ourselves, we'd be unbeatable. And I think that translated to us, being the closest team by 21 shots. I mean, I could have shot an 88 and we would have still made it to the tournament. So I think I really want to, shout out to the team. Like we all played really well. I mean, Noah Bridgman finished 3rd individually. I think 4 of us were in the top 10. So, I'm not sure if that answered your question, but
no, you did great. That was just into your mindset. But yeah, Joe, Brad, thank you guys for joining me. I think this is April 18th, the 22nd Friday. I think the field will be released. You guys will go to a regional first. But dupanthers.com will have all the latest for you. GLIAC champs, individual champ right here, Bradley Mogire, and championship winning head coach Joe Hatch. Guys, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.